Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, thank you for coming. And if you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, along with sharing this video and hitting the thumbs up button if you enjoy it, and drop your comments if you think of anything later on, and just drop notes in the chat. I love it. I read all the comments, and they help me become a better whatever this is that I do. Well, tonight I'm going live because, and thank you guys for joining me here. I'm going live because I felt like this was such a tremendous victory that showed literally this tonight is an example of the very best and worst of Tom Thibodeau. And I wanted to talk about that with you guys directly and see and get the feedback from the chat. It's fantastic. I love all of that stuff. The bench came through tonight. This was the biggest comeback win of the season for these Knicks. On the second game of a back-to-back where the game started less than 24 hours after the previous game had started. So this, if you, and the Knicks played the LA Clippers last night, who are, in the hunt for a playoff berth. And then they hosted the Philadelphia 76ers. They're rivals in the division. They're Eastern Conference rivals as well, obviously. And they beat them. They were once down by 21 points in this game and managed to come back to snatch the victory away from the Sixers. And I'll tell you, and the way they did it was because of the bench, the much maligned bench of the New York Knicks. And I wish I had actually captured the tweet that I put out earlier, but we will go through it all, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. A lot more fun than we had yesterday, that's for sure. Shout out to the chat. What's up? I see Gideon. What's up? Thank you, brother, for joining. PL, Jimmy J, Jacob Brady. We got Benny Aminov, Drew Reviews Music. Hey, what's up, Drew Reviews Music? Yeah, it is a great win. It's a great win. Doc Rivers doing his best Thibs impersonation tonight. Well, they come from a very similar school of coaching. They come from the Pat Riley school of coaching. So, it's with the Pat Riley, the branch, and then Jeff Van Gundy, and that whole type approach of coaching. So yeah, I mean they're somewhat a little bit conservative at times, too conservative at times, and sometimes they stick with certain players too long, longer than they should. But tonight was a night where a player that obviously has talent, but is a flawed player. I'm talking about the Frenchman, Evan Fournier, the man who holds the record, the single-season record for most made threes by a New York Knick. He obviously is a flawed player defensively. We know that. We know he's not the greatest playmaker. We also know that as well. Thing is, and I said this a while ago, he had played, but before the beginning of this season, he had played nonstop basketball for over 2 years straight. Okay, beginning with the Olympics, then the season, and then Euro basketball. The man, his leg. I mean, he had really put a lot of minutes on the court. And then when the season began, he just didn't have it. And obviously, defensively, he's not up to the level that we need, especially when you're starting a point guard like Jalen Brunson, who is a defensive liability. And then there's RJ, who there's a lot of discussions about RJ's defense, and I'm going to go through that. I got a lot of smoke on Twitter about it, and that's fine. But, we'll go through it all. However, the way that Thibs used him tonight is the way he should have been using him all season long. And if you guys have been following this channel, I've never been in favor of completely taking him out of the rotation. He's a sniper. He should be used as such. Coming off the bench, give us some three-point shot making, a little bit of creativity here and there. He's able to get us a decent steal or two once in a while here and there. Just don't expose him too much defensively. And especially if he's playing against the other bench, he should be able to exploit them. And tonight was an example of that. So this is what I'm talking about, the best and worst of Tom Thibodeau. Tonight is an example of that. But the best of Tom Thibodeau is he never truly lost faith in Evan Fournier. He just said he's just out of the rotation for now. He said the same thing about Cam, but we all know that's a different story. There's other issues happening with Cam as well. But Evan, ever the professional, kept his mouth shut, never said anything out of hand, and I'm sure he just kept showing Thibs that he was going to be ready. And Thibs has gone to him from time to time. He hasn't been that, a great yet until tonight. And what a night to pick. This was fantastic. What a great win. I'm still battling this cold, but I'm so hyped about it. I had to go live and share it with you guys. Let's see what we got. We got Big Task. What's up, brother? Go New York, go New York, go! Yes! Knicks 100 AGM. Let's go through that 0 plus minus. The plus minus story tonight is insane. And I wish I'm pissed I didn't screenshot that tweet I put out. But you guys should check the tweet out. Here we go. No, not that one. All right. Deuce tonight was a plus 34. Fournier, a plus 28. Obi, a plus 17. Hartenstein, a plus 19 versus the Sixers. All of the Knicks starters were a minus tonight. The much maligned New York bench did the job tonight for the biggest comeback win of the season on the back half of a back-to-back weekend at Madison Square Garden. This is a night to be proud of your team. And it's also a reason why I wasn't, even though I did refer to last night's loss as crushing, but it was crushing because of what they were able to do. They came back last night as well. They didn't lead against the Clippers the whole game until the very end. And they took that 1-point lead, and then they connected I think it was a free throw. Actually, it was a Brunson a make, and we got up 3, and there was 1 second left, and we all know what happened. And it was brutal. But that showed us something. Now, it showed us that this team fights. This team never gives up, and it is an example of the best of Tom Thibodeau. His players do not quit on him. I mean, if you can show me evidence otherwise, please do so. From what I see, I mean, I know we have our issues with Thibs. I know there's a group that support him wholeheartedly, and I commend that, because the guy definitely has helped turn the franchise around. There's no doubt. Do I believe that he's the guy, for us moving forward, no matter what happens? No, I don't think that. Could I be proven otherwise? I hope so. Because I want to keep winning. We're way past. We're over to the other side right now. We've crossed the Rubicon. That's when that was the term I was trying to come up with that night, and someone was kind enough to post that in the chat, in the comments. This is why I love the comments. We crossed the Rubicon. We are now in the realm of Thibs is the general, and we must figure out a way to give the general the soldiers and the equipment that he needs to solidify victories. That's just the life that we're in. In the offseason, we can talk about something else. We can talk about moving on depending on what ends up happening. But right now, we should only be discussing how this team can get better and give Thibs the tools that he needs to continue what we're doing right now. And what we're doing right now, let's go to it. Let's get to it. I haven't barely even gotten going on this whole thing. Here we go. So Knicks won 108-97. We held the Sixers, who were on an 8-game winning streak. Once again, the Knicks bust another team's long winning streak. We did it with the Hawks. Who else? We did it with Dallas, and now did we do it with Dallas? I can't remember. We did it with the Hawks. We've done it with other teams. Now we did it with the Sixers tonight. They were on an 8-game winning streak, and everyone was like totally excited about them. And I'm sitting here saying, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't really believe in the Sixers that much. And I kept eating crow because they kept beating everybody. Well, tonight, they got beat by a team missing one of its 3 top players. RJ Barrett was supposed to play. He came out on the court, but he had a non-COVID illness and had to leave. He said it returned, is what people posted. Interesting, because last night he got a lot of heat off of his defense, and so did I for defending his defense. And yet still no one has posted any videos, any breakdowns showing me the horrific defense that RJ played last night. I'm still waiting. Did he play good defense? No. Did he play traffic cone terrible defense? No. So let's stop with the RJ is a bust. Let's stop with that. And I will go through exactly why. But for now, the beauty of this is sometimes when you miss somebody who's key and pivotal, it requires other guys to step up. And it wasn't just Evan Fournier who stepped up tonight. It was our guy, my other son, Miles Deuce McBride. I love me some Miles Deuce McBride. Look at him. In the last 3 games, Miles Deuce McBride has hit 7 of his last 11 three-point attempts. He was outstanding tonight. He was disruptive on the defense, which he normally is. And then he was making buckets. And I loved last night, he was taking it to the hoop. He wasn't successful, but I loved the intention behind it. He was showing, I'm not afraid. And eventually, that confidence is going to pay off. And it paid off today. He was an instrumental reason to why the Knicks won today. But let me tell you, I'm going to shout out Julius Randle as well. Julius hit some monster buckets in the paint. Monster, back-to-back, heavily contested, in traffic. He hit, and one was an and one. Just huge buckets, part of this whole comeback. So really outstanding effort by the Knicks bench. And this is like the other part of Thibs. Tonight he used a lot of hybrid type lineups, rotations, where he's mixing like 2 starters with 3 bench players, 1 starter with 4, and like 3 and 2. He was doing it to try to find the right mix, and tonight it worked fantastically. Excuse me if I cough a little. I told you guys before I am battling a little bit of a cold. So here's the stats here. Julius, like I said, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 7 dimes for Julius. 7 dimes, and 7 dimes for Brunson. Fantastic. Brunson had 7 dimes last night, but that was in an overnight game, and 3 of those were in overtime. So this is really interesting how tonight, 3 of those were, they were in fourth quarter and overtime. So tonight he gets 7 dimes in regulation. Didn't have the best shooting night for Brunson, 6 of 16, only 1 of 3 from the 3-point line, but 5 rebounds. He got one was a big rebound towards the end of the game, and 7 assists, 21 points for him in 39 minutes. That guy, he missed the game just 2 games ago because he had a non-COVID illness, and then he played 41 minutes last night, and he plays 39 minutes tonight. So he's played 80 minutes in this weekend, and he scored 62 points in those 80 minutes. Unbelievable. He was the best free agent signing of the offseason. We just got to call it. We got to call it. Shout out to the chat. I see my guy, Stephen Fox. Foxy, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. I see Stanley Mann in there. See what it say. Thibs is not a great head coach, but he keeps guys motivated. Exactly. And that is an element of being a great coach, though. That's what I was saying. Tonight is an example of the best and the worst of Tom Thibodeau. Let's see what else. Naveed Preet, good to see you, brother. You guys think we might get both OG and Sadiq Bey? I don't know. There's a lot of talk about it. It's going to be interesting. We only have a few days left. 5 days left. No. Yeah, 4 days left, actually. February 9th on Thursday. Trade deadline will be over. I do think we're going to make a move. I'm not sure we're going to do the OG move. I have a feeling we're not going to do the OG move. I think it's going to be a milder move. I hope we do not trade Obi for Vanderbilt and whatever other shit that is that they're trying to send us there. No, don't give me that. We are going to really regret that trade. If Obi is traded, it's for a guy like an OG. Their names always drive me crazy. Or if he's part of a package for a bigger player. Now, I don't want to get another piece, a little lateral thing here and there. No, that's ridiculous. Obi is too special a player, and it's unfortunate that he's stuck behind Randall and that Thibs hasn't figured out a way to fully maximize his talents yet, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the talent. Here's the other thing I just want to also state about the whole RJ situation. RJ RJ is playing a role that he's being told to play. And it's not the same as what Randall's been told. It's not the same what Brunson's been told. RJ has a tertiary responsibility on this team. He has to play off those other guys. And that's difficult because RJ's also an alpha. Most number 3 picks, the teams construct the offense around them. And they let them thrive or fail. And you move on. But RJ never got that chance. RJ's doing his best to fit into the construct that exists. And I'm telling you, if we give up on him too early, that will also cause us pain later on. That's my belief on that. Let's see what else we got here. Buzzer Beater, what's up, brother? He says this. I can't put the chats on here right now because of this software. This team seems to have a pattern: lose a nail biter, then beat a really good team the next game. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. In fact, let me power through to the standings here. Look at the standings. All right, in the past 2 weeks, the New York Knicks have beat. There are currently 6 teams in front of them, and they're only half game now from 6th place. Of the 6 teams in front of them, the Knicks have beaten 4 of them. Yeah. The Knicks beat Miami, they beat Cleveland, they beat the Sixers, and they beat Boston in the past 2 weeks. So all those haters want to cry to me about, oh, we're taking the wrong path, all this stuff. Well, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, my friends. We are now 3 games over 500, hanging on, trying to get that 6th seed. We've beaten 4 of the 6 teams above us. And then tonight was a thing of beauty. A comeback win. The Knicks never come back like that. Well, we do come back, and then we just don't have enough to actually pull off the victory. Not tonight. Not tonight. Relish in this victory, my friends. Relish in this Knicks family. This is a beautiful win for us. This is why we're fans. For the unexpected. For our team to perform better than we even hoped they would, or as good as we hoped they would. Tonight they did it. And we did it without our big guys even doing it. Let's see here. Look, Randall, 24 points. -6. All the starters were a minus tonight. Quickly only 5 points tonight. Quickly, you saw he was rubbing his left thigh. That was a problem. And also, Grimes was rubbing his right knee. I was happy to see Grimes return at the very end of the game. Keith and I were texting each other. We're like, oh, no, it's the reason that Thibs is playing Fournier and Deuce because Grimes and IQ are hurt, which didn't mean that they didn't deserve to be out there because they did, because they were performing. But I was like, yeah, it might be. But then Grimes came out for the last few minutes of that 4th quarter, so I was happy to see that. But maybe quickly, these back-to-backs, it's a lot on these guys. They're not used to it necessarily. So let's see. Let's hope, fingers crossed, because Quickly's been unbelievable for us of late. Quentin Grimes hit some big buckets tonight. Let me go back here a little further. He 5 of 11, some nice drives. His 3-point shot is still inconsistent. I thought he was starting to come around. Not tonight. 1 of 5 for him. 1 of 3 for Brunson. 1 of 8 for Randall. But luckily, look at the bench. Deuce and Fournier combined for 8 of 14 from the 3-point line. 8 of 14. Look how outstanding it is. The Knicks shot 33.3% from the 3-point line, and they shot 43% overall. 49 rebounds, 21 assists. Not enough. Remember last night we had 30 assists. I love that. I felt like last night's game was a very positive indicator of the Knicks being able to replicate that kind of performance and effort. Even though it was a loss, the Clippers are a very good team. Remember, I'm out here in LA. I watched them a lot more probably than most people. That team, if they stay healthy from the rest of the year, and maybe they add a piece or two, that team could easily be in the Western Conference Finals. So losing to them last night, there's no shame in that, especially in overtime. So that team, I'm just telling you, they're a much better team than the Lakers, in my opinion. That's in my opinion. At the moment, depending on what happens by the end of Thursday night, who knows? The teams might look very different. Here, let's go to the plus minuses here. So you can see, look, Toppin, plus 17. Hartenstein, great game for him. The guy, 14 rebounds, 14 boards, and some big ones. And it was a terrible foul call on him, on Embiid, towards the end of the game. And Thibs challenged it. It should have been a no call. How does a guy who gets smashed in the face, how does he get the foul call on him? That was lame. That was lame. The refereeing in the NBA has to catch up to the speed and the style of play that exists right now in the NBA. I feel like the NBA's rules and the refs, they're trying to enforce a style of play onto the league. But it should be the other way around. The league is playing a certain style, and the refs and the league itself has to adjust to that style. That play, that was just Hartenstein trying to like fight for position, trying to not to let Embiid catch the easy pass, the easy inbound pass, and he got called for a foul. I thought that was ridiculous. All right, we got over 116 in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. I really appreciate it. On a Sunday night live stream, a special live stream about these Knicks. Big win tonight, guys. Big win. Let's see. We got Francisco Carrillo. Good to see you, brother. El Sid's 117. What's up, brother? Good to see you too, man. Oh man, we got a nice group. Oh, sorry, I missed super chat. Buzzer Beater says the Nets will fall. It helps us get the 5th seed. Ooh, that's a bold statement. I'm gonna think on that. It's possible. You never know. It also depends on how long KD is out. So I will definitely think on that for sure. The Sixers did not break the century mark tonight. They only shot 28% from the three-point line, only put up 25 three-point attempts. This is where the other night, we were on the other end, the negative side of this. You've got to keep shooting threes. It's just the way it is. Look what happened. The Knicks kept shooting threes, and our bench, look at Obi, too, 1 of 3. So our bench connected on 9 of 17. 9 of 17 three-point attempts. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Oh, look at there. Look at Deuce. So proud of him. So proud of him because, you know, he's had a bit of a rough go offensively. And if his shot can really become consistent, then the Knicks have an outstanding rotation piece. Outstanding. He could be that little mini Marcus Smart. He could be. And off the bench. I don't know if he's a starter type level, but off the bench, absolutely. So I've been waiting for this. I am a big believer in him. But you guys know I scouted him. I scouted Grimes. Big fans of these guys, and they're delivering for the Knicks now. And I'm really happy that Thibs is finally giving him his opportunity. So that is an example of the best of Tom Thibodeau. He's a tough coach. He's a tough coach for us to deal with here. We all know his weaknesses, and I don't think we shout out his positives enough. I don't think we do, and it's because his weaknesses are so glaring. But he does have a lot of positives as well as a coach. Is he frustrating for me personally? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's doing things that I was asking for 2 years ago, like with IQ. You know, I wanted him to be the starting point guard, not Burks. Think about where we would be now if we had done that. Corvello, salute for you, brother. Richard Graham, good to see you, man. If anyone's new in the chat, just drop a hashtag new. And let's see, what are we gonna do? I can't wait to get some calls. I'm gonna set it up. I want to get some calls in here. I want you guys to call in and stuff. If Deuce, Jose Castillo, welcome, man. If Deuce gets loose, the team will get smooth. Yes. You know, he definitely could be a very instrumental piece in this final 30 or 20. Now it's how many games we have left? 25 games left? 24 games left? We have 24 games left. Is that it? Wait, tonight was game 55. Wow. No. What am I talking about? I can't do math. All right, well, we have about 30 games left. Damn. We have 27 games left. That's what we have. Wow, he could be a big piece in that. Interesting. No Cam Reddish. Once again. No Derrick Rose. I was surprised no Derrick Rose. I'm surprised that Thibs stuck with a 9-man rotation with RJ being out tonight. So there's some drama with the RJ thing. We'll see. A little bit of drama. Mostly it's amongst the fans themselves. It's not with Thibs or the team, but we'll get to that. Go to the next thing. Let's get to the team stats here. Here are the team stats. The Knicks out-rebounded the Sixers, 49-44. And look at the offensive rebounds. We were beasts. Without Mitch Robinson tonight, the team really stepped up as a whole. 14 offensive rebounds. We were a +6 in that category. Assists, almost equal, 23-21. I wish we had a little more assists, but it was because the Knicks just weren't making buckets in that first quarter and a half. And steals, 4 to 5. Blocks, we got out-blocked. Oh, there was a terrible block call on Brunson. Actually, it was on Brunson went in for the layup, and Embiid blocked it. But when you saw the replay, ESPN showed it. Embiid's elbow is just hammering Brunson's face, just skull crushing him. So that should have been called a foul, not a block. But they let it go. Turnovers, there weren't many turnovers in this game at all in the beginning. But then in that second half, they got a little sloppy, which tends to happen, especially when the players are tired, especially the Knicks, second game of a back-to-back. But only 12 turnovers. I'll take that any day. Fast break points. We did get beat often on that. Inbound plays or a recovered rebound, and just for the long outlet pass. Tobias Harris hurt us a couple of times. I forgot who else did, but the Sixers did hurt us a bit in the fast break. But the points in the paint, once again, we won that battle, which we've been winning consistently against most teams, 42-36 there. Fouls, again, we're still committing way too many fouls, but that's that's kind of what we have to take. I think Fournier fouled out tonight, and Grimes fouled out tonight. Oh no, did Grimes foul out tonight, or is it that last night? I can't remember now. But either way, we've had guys who have been fouling out a lot lately. But look at that. The largest lead in the game was once 21 points. And the Knicks came back and actually had an 11-point lead at one point. Fantastic win. This is the kind of win that this team could really turn into something lasting. When you beat a division rival, there's you get some extra juice out of it. When we beat the Heat the other night, that was a thing of beauty. We barely beat the Heat. The Heat always own us, and now we finally got them. We beat Cleveland. They're not in our division, but they're in our conference, and we beat the Celtics, who are also in our division. So we have beaten 3 division rivals in the past 2 weeks. Yes, I know. Up until this win tonight, we had only won 3 of the last 9 games, but the 3 that we have won were very impressive wins. So you can't discount them. You can't discount them because we lost to whatever. These are meaningful. The thing is, the team, it's a very competitive middle right now. It's tough. I mean, you have teams losing. The teams, they'll beat one team, and then they'll lose to the team that just beat that other team. It's just the way it is right now. So it's the team that has the most will to stick together is the team that are gonna rise as the season moves on. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. And that is another part of the best of Tom Thibodeau. These guys are sticking with him. They're not giving up on him. Yes, there was that video put out about RJ kind of making fun because he missed that last-second buzzer shot. He said, I'm not going to, it's going to be the last minutes I play or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. But he was kind of joking, and then IQ kind of pushed them. They were laughing about it. So they know the situation, but they never give up. And tonight was the crescendo example of these Knicks, these players that never give up. They never give up on each other, and they never give up on their coach. So that is an example of the best of Tom Thibodeau. The worst of Tom Thibodeau is the minutes management. Obi. Like, why doesn't Obi get more minutes? Those are the things that we're going to have to deal with as we move forward. All right, we shout out to the chat. If you guys, is your first time here, drop hashtag new and hit the thumbs up button for me and subscribe and share this video. And later on, if you're watching it on replay or whatever, drop your comments. I read them all and appreciate them tremendously. We got KD in the house. What's up? So Kyrie is going to the Mavericks. Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys want me to talk about that? Kyrie going to the Mavs? Francisco Carrillo, drop it. Let me know in the chat if you guys want me to talk about that. Francisco Carrillo says, the uglier the wins, the better. That shows we are disrupting them. Very true. Beautifully said there, man. El Cid says, all good feeling good Knicks win. Yes, man. I'm still thinking about the Nets, if the Nets will drop. So they're 12 games over 500 right now. KD is due to return. He wants to play in the All-Star game. So that's like 2 weeks from now. Or 2.5 weeks from now or something. So he wants to play in the All-Star game. Or is it 2 weekends from now? Maybe that's what it is. So that tells me he feels like he could be, even if he doesn't play in the All-Star game, he could return right after the All-Star game. So we're talking about, 6 games? They're not going to have Kyrie. Let's say they go, I don't know how many games, but let's say it is 6. Let's say they go 2-4, so that's 34 and 24. There'll only be 10 games over. KD returns. KD's just phenomenal. You know what? Now that I think about it, Buzzer, I don't know. I don't think they're going to drop as much as we hope for us to be able to catch that 5th seed. So yeah, I mean, maybe they slip to the 5th seed and the Cavs snatch the 4th seed, but even that I don't see. Yeah, I think the weak one here is Miami. If they don't make a significant move before the trade deadline, I see them sputtering a little bit. Lowry is a shell of his former self. They lost a game that they should never have lost to us. I just don't see them being I don't see them being significantly better than us. So in this particular case, and also we have a lot of younger guys that are stepping up. Like we saw Deuce stepped up, Grimes, stepping up. We still got Obi around. We got Sims, who is learning every day. Yeah, he's struggling a bit now. Hartenstein, who is actually young. Hartenstein is relatively, I think he's 24. So we have a lot of young guys. And then RJ. We know we know that RJ can go on a run at some point. Just completely just go crazy. Does Miami have that? I don't think so. I think they are what they are, unless they make a significant move. That's why I thought Kyrie was going to go to. I thought Pat Riley was going to make the move to get Kyrie to go to South Miami. Didn't happen. The Mavs, they got him, which is really interesting considering that basically Kyrie is replacing Jalen Brunson. The role that Jalen Brunson fulfilled on the Mavs last season is the role that Kyrie is going to be filling this season. But the thing is, things are different now. We got Luka is there. I guess I'm going to talk about this trade anyway. My magic 8-ball says this trade most likely will not work. And by work, I mean, will it get the Mavericks back to the Western Conference Finals? I don't think so. That's my opinion on that. I don't think so. And then if they don't, will there be a bigger fallout? Because remember, that would be a regression over last season. I think that's very possible. That's very possible. So that's my feeling on that. And does this trade hurt the Nets as much? I mean, of course it hurts the Nets. You got the best fourth quarter scorer in the NBA. You're not going to have that anymore. But then there's all that stuff. I think the Nets might actually find some peace now. And Spencer Dinwiddie's, returning to the Nets. He's a quality player. They got Dorian Finney-Smith, excellent defender. And then KD. KD was playing crazy basketball, amazing basketball right before he got injured. I got a feeling that they're still going to be dangerous. They're still going to be dangerous. Could they compete? Are they contenders? I don't think they have enough to topple the top two there on this list, the Celtics and the Bucks. I don't think the Nets have enough. That's my feeling on that. Yeah, but look, there's still 4 more days for trades. Who knows? The Nets might make another trade. We'll see. We got Pack a Punch in the house. What's up? So is it safe to say that the Nets won't be the first New York team to bring a championship? I'd say it's Yankees, then Giants, then tie between Knicks and Rangers. I hate to tell you, Pack a Punch, it's going to be the Mets. The Mets. The Mets are going to be the ones that have the best chance to bring us our first championship in a while. Yeah. Don't it would be great. I'd love to see a Mets Yankees World Series, because then it would guarantee New York winning a championship no matter what. But I don't think it's going to be the Nets, like I just said. I just don't see them overcoming. They just don't have enough offensive firepower. Yeah, I just don't see it. Let's see. Been going on. I'm probably going to shut it down in the next 15 minutes or so. Like I said, I'm still battling this weird cold. Richard Graham, what's up, brother? Love you, man. I appreciate the support. Adrian Reality, what's up, my friend? Welcome back, Evan Fournier. Viva la France! Yes, I loved it. You know, because and I'm sure you guys have heard me say that I was not in favor of Fournier completely being out of the rotation, because he has a very special skill. He makes tough buckets. I mean, that three-point shot he made, and I remember JJ Redick was trying to explain, I don't think anyone can really tell, but he was behind the basket when he took that shot in the corner. Bingo. The 9-man rotation, it's great for the period that it happened, but now you can pivot again. Just because you pivot once and it worked, remember, more things continually happen. Then you have to readjust. I think it's time for Thibodeau, even when RJ returns, Thibodeau to keep Fournier involved in that second unit. Maybe we do go to a 10-man unit. And then maybe when Mitch returns, it's Sims that unfortunately sits out in that 10-man rotation. And by the 10-man rotation, you don't have to use it exactly 10-man every single time. Some games it'll be 9, but you let your Fournier guy know, hey, you're my sniper, you're the guy who comes off the bench, you're my microwave. We're going to need you to, light it up, score some points, be ready every night to do that. Remember, there was an interview where he talked about it's difficult for him to, in terms of his pre-game conditioning. There's a difference between conditioning yourself or your pregame prep for when you're going to play or when you're not going to play. So if he understands that he's going to play, he'll be more ready. And I think tonight, he kind of he felt the second game of a back-to-back that he probably was going to play. So he probably did his little ritual to get himself ready for it. And he was ready for it tonight. Man, was he ready for it. Fantastic game for him. 17 points, a plus 28. When was the last time Evan Fournier was a plus anything, plus minus for these Knicks? He got a nice steal, 1 nice dime, 1 rebound, 6 of 11 overall, 5 of 8 from the three-point line. Outstanding. But Hartenstein, we cannot underplay the role that Hartenstein played tonight. His offensive rebounding, his defense, he was smacking balls out to his own teammates. He was excellent tonight. He has been playing very, very well of late. I would say now we're up to, this is at least game 4, maybe game 5 of really high level defensive center play from Isaiah Hartenstein. I think that's what we're at. Maybe it could even be longer that he's been playing that well. which is great because, Sims, even though Sims actually had a much better game tonight, last night he had, I think he had 1 rebound and no points. But tonight, 7 boards for him, 8 points, 2 of 2. He played some good defense on Embiid. He has the strength to battle with Embiid, and I like that Thibs brought him back in to deal with him in that respect. So that was smart usage. Thibs actually, I gotta give. You guys might be shocked, but I'm gonna give Thibs an A minus for his rotations tonight. I don't think I've ever given him an A for rotations. Tonight, he definitely deserves it. Definitely deserves it. All right, we got here. Katie says everybody talking about Raptors OG trade, but the diamond in the rust the diamond in the rust I like in the Raptors is Raptors Precious Achua, way cheaper and good rotation piece. Interesting. Yeah, I like Precious. I like him as well. I've heard 0 rumors about the Raptors wanting to move him. Probably for the same reasons that you like him, because he's cheap, and he's a diamond in the rough. So that's probably why. I love that we came back and won tonight. Loved it. Outstanding. My God. Let me see. Let me pull up some notes I have here. I love the whole Deuce and Harden matchup. Deuce playing defense on him. He was so disruptive on Harden. It was a really fun matchup. What else? No. Don't buy that. No. All right. We're going to wrap it up soon. Before we wrap it up, I want to talk a little bit about RJ Barrett. Brandon O-ish tweeted this out, and I'm using it because it's a great talking point. Lauri Markkanen is 25 years old and in his 6th season in the NBA. This is his breakout season. RJ Barrett is 22 years old in his 4th NBA season. RJ is not a bust because he didn't take, quote, the 4th year leap. Each player develops at their own pace. As frustrating as it is for us, because we have high hopes for those that are believers in RJ, and even those that aren't necessarily believers in RJ but still would like to see him do well, because we're all Knicks fans, the number 3 pick. It is frustrating. I'm not going to lie. It's frustrating that he hasn't played infinitely better or made a leap over last season. He's pretty much, he has in some respects. But he hasn't done it in a significant enough way. That's the frustrating part. But look at this. Markkanen was traded from the Bulls to the Cavs, and then from the Cavs to the Jazz, and now he is an all-star. The same thing could easily happen with RJ Barrett, because RJ Barrett is not going to settle. He wants to be the best version of himself, and he has the skills to do it. He needs to improve defensively. I want to see him get tougher defensively. I want to see him body people up. I want to see him take charges. I want to see him crowd people's airspace. He doesn't do that enough. But is he a terrible defender? He's not a terrible defender. He's also played on a team primarily with a rim protector behind him most of the time. Whether it was Mitch or Nerlens, that's the way he played. That's the way he learned how to play defense in the NBA. And is that right? No. No. He should still be able to step up and shut a guy down, or at least impact the offensive player negatively. He should still be able to do that. He doesn't do it enough. That I'll give you 100%. But do I see that staying the same? No, not at all. He's going to figure that out. He also has to understand that you can't rely on Mitch behind you all the time to cover up your mistakes, because that's the problem with everybody on that team. That's when Mitch first went down, the Knicks defense went totally south. Now they're recovering. They're starting to figure out, okay, now we have to adjust our approach. You know, the way we blitz, the way we double team, when we do double team, when we switch, all of this, because Mitch is a force in the middle like very few in the NBA. And that's the guy that RJ's been playing with his entire career, pretty much, except for the times that he was hurt. And then during that period, he had Nerlens Noel, who played very similar type of defense to Mitch. So we got to, I think RJ, is he a Tatum type number 3 pick? No, we know that. Is he more of maybe a Jaylen Brown type number 3 pick? He may not even be that. But is he like a little bit below that? He might be that. And is being a little bit below a Jaylen Brown type number 3 pick, is that is that a fringe all-star? Yes, it is. RJ Barrett is averaging 20 points a game this season. He averaged 20 points a game last season. That's not easy to do. It's not easy to do in the NBA. We need to cool the flames on the RJ hating and the baiting. He is, if right now, if we were to just trade him, I think we would unless it's for a superstar. That's the only reason I would ever trade RJ. It was for a superstar. Now, mind you, the Donovan Mitchell for RJ plus additional pieces trade, it would have been difficult to given up on that before the beginning of this season. But I could have seen the logic. However, when you're talking about 5 first-round draft picks and Grimes and an OB or an IQ plus RJ, no, that would have gutted us. That would have totally gutted us. That would have been way too much. We weren't ready for that. The Cavs were in a different position. They were able to trade away some value to the Jazz without disrupting their core. Well, the type of trade I just outlined would have totally disrupted our core. So there might come a time where we do look at trading RJ, and there might be in the offseason. There might be a time. But there's still 30-something games left, 27 games left in this season, and then there's the playoffs. Let's see what happens here. And he's still only 22. I believe in him. I do believe in him. I believe in his work ethic. I do believe that he needs to step it up defensively, no doubt. No doubt he does. But it's tough. It's tough when he's out there playing, with a team that is not constructed to highlight his best attributes. So that's a tricky thing for him. But he's constantly adjusting. He's not really complaining. And he has a strong will. And he has the right type of mentality for New York. And I'm a big fan of RJ Barrett, no matter what. So I would like to see him succeed here wearing orange and blue. Whether he's the number 3 guy when we're a contending team, fantastic. Or even the number 4 guy, fantastic. But he's not a bust. He's absolutely not a bust at all. I mean, let's just put this into some perspective here. To call him a bust, today Knicks Tape tweeted out a really interesting thread about RJ Barrett and how the franchise hasn't done right by him. In this thread, the way it ends is, and I love the ending of it, he says, and despite all that, RJ is still averaging 20 points per game on 54% true shooting, which is a career high, while finishing at the rim at 64% as the third option on a top 6 seed in the East. Don't give up on him yet. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this. The New York Knicks just pulled off a miraculous, wonderful win, sparked by the bench twice. In the first half, it was the bench that got the Knicks back in this game. And then in the second half, it was the bench. At the beginning of the second quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter, it was the bench that got this team over the hump. And the beautiful thing that happened this time was Thibs' rotations were very well executed, and they enabled the starters to come back in, filter back into the lineup, and help the team extend the lead. And they pulled it off. They ended up winning by 11 tonight. Fantastic. And the Knicks are now only a half game out of the 6th seed, which is the Miami Heat, which the Knicks just beat. And RJ lit them up for 30. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. I am into the Knicks-Verse. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Share this video. Hit the thumbs up button. Drop your comments. If you have any thoughts later on about anything Knicks related, just drop them in the comment section of the videos. I read them all, and I appreciate all your support. I'm very, man, I'm hype about this win. I am so hype. Who do we play next? Who do we play next? I haven't even looked ahead. Oh, we play the Magic on Tuesday. We go to Orlando. Let's get that win. Let's get that win. We'll play the Magic on Tuesday, and then on Thursday we've got no, we don't play until Friday. Oh, we play the Sixers again. In Philly on Friday. Ooh. That would be something. If we went down to Philly and got the win, that would be something. That would really announce something to the NBA. And by the way, the NBA has gotten the memo. They know the Knicks are not a team to take lightly at all. And that should tell you guys something. All right, we got the trade deadline coming up. I will be posting videos about the trade deadline. I might even go live if anything big happens or breaks, so stay tuned for that. So that means turn on the notification bell so you're alerted when I drop a video or I go live or announce a video. Definitely turn it on. Even if you don't want to have it on the whole season, have it on right now during the trade deadline season. Definitely do that. What else? What else? Oh, get your gear. Get your Knicks-Verse shirts and hats. You'll see in the description, there's the link to the store. Check that out. And, all right. I'm tired now. I got to eat. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support, everybody here. Even if you disagree with me, I love the discourse. It helps me get sharper. I really appreciate all of that. And I will see you guys around